Competency 5. The teacher knows how to establish a classroom climate that fosters learning, equity, and excellence, and uses this knowledge to create a physical and emotional environment that is safe and productive. How can a teacher create and prepare for this environment before the first day of school? Classroom arrangement. As the teacher, you decide how your classroom will be set up. This communicates volumes to the students. For example, grouping desks encourages cooperative learning. Making all desks face the front serves independence. Horseshoe or half-circle arrangements encourage class discussion, respect, and listening skills. Designated learning centers, reading and group work build focus and teamwork. Whenever possible, make these spaces as comfortable as you can. This will help student learning and provide a feeling of comfort and safety. Cleanliness allows for less stress for everyone. Before the first day of school especially, make sure your classroom is clean. This includes the floors, counters, and desks. Hold students to expectations of keeping it clean. Wall space and decor. You have the opportunity to send encouraging, inspirational, and educational messages to your students, not just by what you say, but by what you put on your classroom walls. Decorations add personality and comfort to the classroom. Use wall space effectively. Send a message to your students. Interactive vocabulary walls are a good idea because they provide substance for visual and kinesthetic learners. Give students a visual of the concepts learned in class. As the year progresses, hang students' work up in the classroom. This lets them know that you value and appreciate their hard work. Post some class rules in the classroom that you decide on and explain them clearly. Give students a say in the rulemaking process. This gives them the authority and the value they need to feel at this secondary school age. Enforce these rules as the year goes on. Be sure to state these rules affirmatively and not negatively. Class themes can provide group identity. Like in this picture, we see the Texas flag and patriotic colors. In this picture, we see more of a sports theme with a kind of a football field. Make sure your theme isn't too offensive to cultures or groups of people. Organization. As teachers, we are models of many things, including this skill of being organized. Having areas where students can turn in work, pick up homework or worksheets, etc. will be effective for the classroom. Ideas for organizing such a chart are by week, subject, or type of assignment. Having storage units for games, manipulatives, or otherwise is another good idea for encouraging student organization and contributes to overall smooth classroom function. An organized classroom allows for students to get into a routine, causing them to know what to expect and thus raising their comfort and confidence level in the classroom. A messy, unorganized desk can be problematic, as you may lose important documents, including student grades. A clean desk is ideal for maximum productivity as a teacher. It is also a very good model for students to observe and follow. Why is this important for future educators? If you have a great planned and well-strategized lesson, but do not teach it in an environment suitable to learning, then it is very likely that no learning will occur. It is very important for future educators to understand that fostering a safe and productive classroom climate is just as important as making effective lessons. For example, a student may know the answer, but does not feel respected by the teacher and thus refuses to participate. The relationships in the classroom are an important part of the classroom climate. All students should learn to respect each other, and the teacher plays the greatest role in fostering this type of environment. Now, there are many things to know and to keep in mind and to understand about secondary students so that you may teach accordingly and cater to this age group. Now, first of all, most of these secondary students are egocentric in the sense that they are experiencing new feelings and they go through some struggles in their life, and they may think that no one else feels the same way they do. And their perspective is also limited to their experiences in life. And many secondary students rely heavily on peer acceptance. Things you can do about this are making opportunities for group work and collaborative learning. At the very beginning of school, you can hand out questionnaires and take polls about students' lives and opinions, and ask personal questions that otherwise may not be known in the classroom because students might not be open to talking about themselves at this time for fear of rejection. Two things you can do as the teacher is stand outside your classroom and greet each individual student before they enter. Try to shake each one's hand, smile, and look them in the eye. When all students get into the classroom, have them make name tags and place them on their desks. Allow them to personalize them. This is a good way for you as the teacher to learn all the students' names. It is also a good way for the students to learn each other's names. One thing to keep in mind about these secondary students is that they are fragile at this time in their life. They look to you as the teacher for guidance and a model to follow, although they may not act like it most of the time. If a student is acting up and you don't like their behavior, make sure they know that you dislike their behavior and not them as a person. This is very important to keep in mind as a secondary teacher. So, for example, if you have a student making fun of another student, you should explain to them that you did not like what they said, that it was very hurtful, rather than telling that student that they are rude and childish.